Many people over 50 continue to walk daily and perform squats, expecting their glutes to stay strong and supportive. Yet, despite consistent effort, they often experience weak glutes, knee discomfort, or lower back pain. This can be frustrating, especially when they feel they are doing the right exercises. The issue isn't a lack of discipline or motivation. It's that these movements no longer address how the body changes with age. After 50, muscle activation patterns shift, and certain muscles stop contributing effectively unless they are retrained correctly. As a result, common exercises like squats and walking may reinforce poor movement patterns instead of building real glute strength and stability. The real reason this happens is not age itself, but missing a critical piece of the movement system. Most fitness advice is designed for younger bodies that naturally maintain good joint alignment and muscle coordination. After 50, the pelvis often becomes less stable, which changes how force is transferred through the hips and legs. When this alignment is off, the glutes struggle to engage properly, and other muscles, like the lower back or thighs, step in to compensate. This compensation reduces effectiveness and increases strain. Until this underlying issue is addressed, adding more squats or walking only reinforces the problem rather than solving it. Most people are never told that the body they have after 50 no longer responds the same way it did at 20 or 30. Strength exercises that once worked well can lose effectiveness because the nervous system and muscle coordination change with age. When the glutes are no longer properly connected to the pelvis, even good exercises like squats fail to deliver results. This is why effort alone doesn't fix the problem. The solution is not pushing harder, but retraining the body in the right order so the glutes can work again as intended. If this insight helps you rethink glute training after 50, subscribe for more science-backed, senior-smart fitness guidance. Leave a comment below with your age and tell me if squats have ever caused discomfort for you. Your experience might help someone else feel less alone. A key issue behind weak or painful glute training after 50 is pelvic misalignment. When the pelvis is not stable or properly positioned, the glute muscles cannot generate force efficiently. Instead of driving movement from the hips, the body shifts the workload to the lower back, front thighs, or knees. This not only limits glute activation, but also increases the risk of discomfort and injury. Over time, repeated movements like squats performed on an unstable foundation reinforce these faulty patterns. The result is more effort with fewer results. Before strengthening the glutes, the body must first regain proper pelvic control so the right muscles can do the right job. When pelvic control is lost, everyday movements begin to rely on compensation instead of strength. Walking and squatting in this state may look normal, but the glutes remain underactive while other muscles take over. The lower back tightens to create stability. The quads work harder than intended, and the knees absorb forces they were never designed to handle alone. Over time, this imbalance leads to discomfort and stalled progress. The glutes are meant to be powerful stabilizers of the hips and pelvis, but without proper alignment, they simply cannot do their job. This is why many people feel sore in the wrong places and never feel their glutes working, no matter how many squats they perform. This is why simply adding more repetitions or heavier resistance rarely fixes the issue. When movement patterns are off, increasing intensity only strengthens the wrong muscles and deepens compensation. Instead of waking up the glutes, the body becomes even more dependent on the lower back and thighs. True improvement begins by restoring the correct movement sequence, first re-establishing pelvic control, then teaching the glutes to activate at the right time. Once this connection is rebuilt, strength exercises finally work as intended. The glutes start to share the load, movement feels smoother, and discomfort often decreases. Progress comes not from doing more, but from doing things in the right order. The encouraging news is that this problem is completely fixable at any age. The glutes don't disappear after 50. They simply lose connection when the body stops using them correctly. With the right sequence of exercises, this connection can be restored, allowing the glutes to support the hips, knees, and lower back again. When this happens, movements feel stronger and more stable, and training finally becomes productive instead of frustrating. You don't need extreme workouts or heavy weights, just the right approach. If this information changes how you think about glute training after 50, subscribe for more science-backed, senior smart fitness guidance. Leave a comment below with your age, and tell me if you've ever felt squats in your knees or lower back instead of your glutes. Your comment could help someone else realize they're not alone. The first step in this process is resetting the pelvis so the body has a stable foundation to work from. Simple pelvic reset movements help restore alignment and improve communication between the hips and the nervous system. When the pelvis is positioned correctly, the glutes finally have a chance to activate naturally. Many people are surprised to feel their glutes engage during basic movements after doing this reset, even without added resistance. This step is essential because strengthening exercises will only be effective if the foundation is correct. Skipping this phase often leads to stalled progress and recurring discomfort. By taking time to reset the pelvis, you prepare the body to build real glute strength safely and efficiently. Once the pelvis is reset, the next priority is activating the deep, stabilizing glute muscles that are often missed by walking and squats. These smaller muscles, especially the glute medius and minimus, help keep the hips level and control movement from side to side. When they are weak or inactive, the body feels unstable, and larger muscles are forced to compensate. Targeted activation exercises retrain these deep glutes to fire at the right time, improving balance and hip control. This step creates stability before adding load, ensuring that future strengthening exercises feel smoother, safer, and far more effective. Only after the pelvis is reset and the deep glute muscles are activated does true strengthening make sense. At this stage, exercises like supported single-leg movements allow all parts of the glutes to work together as a coordinated system. Strength is built with control, not strain, and the body learns to distribute force through the hips instead of the lower back or knees. Using support is intentional. It improves balance and allows the nervous system to focus on proper muscle engagement. When strengthening comes last in the sequence, results feel different. Movements are smoother, glutes finally do the work, and joints feel protected. This is how strength after 50 becomes functional, safe, and sustainable. When this sequence is followed correctly, many people notice changes faster than they expect. Exercises that once caused discomfort begin to feel natural, and movements that felt unstable regain control. The glutes start contributing automatically during daily activities like walking, standing up, or climbing stairs. This reduces stress on the knees and lower back, making movement feel safer and more efficient. Just as important, confidence returns. Instead of guessing whether an exercise is helping or harming, the body gives clear feedback through better balance and reduced pain. This clarity reinforces consistency, which is essential after 50. When training finally aligns with how the body works now, progress becomes steady instead of frustrating. The most important takeaway is that after 50, sequence matters more than intensity. Resetting alignment, activating the right muscles, and then strengthening in that order respects how the aging body learns and adapts. Skipping steps or jumping straight into hard exercises often leads to compensation and disappointment. When the process is structured correctly, effort feels productive instead of draining. This approach doesn't just build stronger glutes, it improves how the entire body moves together. Walking becomes smoother, standing feels more stable, and daily tasks require less effort. Training stops being about pushing through discomfort and becomes a way to support long-term mobility, confidence, and joint health in a sustainable, body-aware way. At the end of the day, glute strength after 50 isn't about doing more exercises. It's about doing the right ones in the right order. Your glutes are not broken, and it's not too late to rebuild strength and stability. When pelvic alignment is restored and the correct muscles are reactivated, common movements finally start working with your body instead of against it. This smarter approach protects your knees, hips, and lower back while helping you move with confidence again. Aging doesn't mean giving up strength. It means training with awareness and intention. If this helped you see glute training differently after 50, subscribe for more science-backed, senior smart fitness guidance. Leave a comment below with your age and tell me if you've ever struggled to feel your glutes working during squats. Your comment may help someone else start training the right way too. What truly makes this approach sustainable is how well it fits real life after 50. These exercises don't require a gym, heavy equipment, or long sessions that drain energy and motivation. They are designed to work with your body's current capabilities, not against them. Because the movements feel controlled and purposeful, people are more likely to stay consistent over time. Consistency is what protects strength, posture, and joint health as the years go on. When training feels achievable instead of intimidating, it becomes a habit rather than a chore. This is how progress continues quietly in the background, supporting daily movement, reducing pain, and allowing you to stay active and independent without constantly worrying about injury or setbacks. The deeper lesson here is that strength after 50 is not lost. It's often just misdirected. When training respects alignment, muscle timing, and proper sequence, the body responds with surprising clarity and resilience. Glute training stops being frustrating and starts to feel natural. Everyday movements become easier, pain decreases, and confidence returns because the body is finally working as a coordinated system again. This approach isn't about chasing youth or pushing limits. It's about protecting mobility and independence for the years ahead. When you train smarter instead of harder, aging becomes something you manage proactively, not something that slowly takes control. The right signals, given consistently, allow the body to stay strong, supportive, and capable well beyond 50. As this method becomes part of your routine, something important shifts beyond physical strength. You begin to trust your movement again. Instead of bracing or hesitating, your body responds smoothly and automatically. Standing up feels coordinated. Walking feels more stable. Small imbalances no longer trigger fear. This renewed trust reduces unnecessary tension and allows the glutes to do their job naturally throughout the day. Over time, that confidence encourages more movement, which further reinforces strength and stability. It's a positive cycle. Better alignment leads to better activation, which leads to better movement. The result isn't just stronger glutes, but a body that feels reliable again, supporting independence, comfort, and confidence in everyday life after 50. In the long run, this approach changes how you experience aging itself. Instead of feeling like your body is slowly working against you, it begins to feel cooperative again. Movements become more efficient, less tiring, and less stressful on the joints. This sense of control often carries into other areas of life. People become more active socially, more willing to try new activities, and less afraid of everyday challenges. The body no longer feels fragile or unpredictable. By restoring proper movement patterns and glute function, you're not just improving exercise performance, you're rebuilding confidence in your ability to move through life safely and comfortably. That confidence is one of the most valuable outcomes of training the right way after 50. The most important takeaway is this: after 50, your body doesn't need harder workouts. It needs smarter signals. When alignment, activation, and strength are trained in the right order, the glutes can once again protect your hips, knees, and lower back the way they were designed to. This leads to smoother movement, less pain, and greater confidence in everyday life. It's never about doing more. It's about doing what actually works for your body now. Start small, stay consistent, and let progress build naturally. If this video helped you see glute training differently after 50, subscribe for more science-backed, senior smart fitness guidance. Leave a comment below with your age and tell me which exercise you're most curious to try. Your comment may help someone else take their first smart step too. One final point to remember is that progress after 50 is rarely loud or dramatic, but it is deeply meaningful. Improvements often show up quietly. Less stiffness in the morning, fewer aches after long days, or more confidence when moving through daily tasks. These subtle changes are signs that the body is reorganizing itself in a healthier way. When glutes begin to function properly again, they support every step, bend, and lift without drawing attention to themselves. This kind of progress doesn't demand constant effort or willpower. It grows from patience and consistency. By respecting your body's needs and following the right sequence, you allow strength and stability to rebuild naturally. supporting long-term mobility and independence in a way that feels sustainable and realistic. Ultimately, this is about choosing a training approach that respects how your body works now. After 50, success comes from clarity, not complexity. Understanding which muscles need attention and when. When alignment is restored and the glutes are properly engaged, strength becomes protective rather than stressful. Everyday movement feels easier, joints feel safer, and effort goes where it's supposed to. This clarity removes guesswork and builds confidence, making it easier to stay consistent over time. By focusing on sequence and quality, you create a foundation that supports not just workouts, but daily life, helping you move with control, comfort, and confidence for years to come. The lasting value of this approach is that it puts you back in control of your own progress. Instead of chasing random exercises or wondering why results don't stick, you understand why certain movements work and others don't. This knowledge makes training feel intentional rather than confusing. You stop comparing yourself to younger bodies or outdated fitness advice and start working with your own biomechanics. Over time, this sense of control builds confidence and consistency, two things that matter far more than intensity after 50. When you know you're training the right way, motivation becomes easier, movement feels safer, and staying active turns into a long-term habit rather than a short-term effort. Perhaps the most reassuring realization is that nothing is broken. Weak glutes, sore knees, or lower back discomfort are not signs that your body has failed. They're signs that it has been adapting to poor movement patterns for too long. Once those patterns are corrected, the body responds with surprising efficiency. Muscles re-engage, joints feel supported, and movement becomes more coordinated. This reframes aging from a story of decline to one of adjustment and learning. Instead of feeling discouraged by symptoms, at the end of the day, rebuilding glute strength after 50 is not about fighting age. It's about understanding your body and giving it the right signals. Your glutes are still there, still capable, and still ready to support you when they're trained correctly. By focusing on alignment, activation, and proper sequence, you create strength that protects your hips, knees, and lower back in everyday life. Progress doesn't come from pushing harder, but from training smarter and staying consistent. If this video helped you rethink glute training after 50, subscribe for more science-backed, senior-smart fitness guidance. Leave a comment below with your age and tell me which movement you're starting with today. Your comment might be exactly what someone else needs to begin.